Herkese merhabalar. Ben Selin Ören, Redlit Kanada'yı temsil ediyorum. Aynı zamanda da Edualia Education'ı. Bugün sizlere Kanada'da çift lise diploması programları hakkında bahsedeceğim. Şimdi ekranımı paylaşacağım sizlerle. Bir saniyenizi rica ediyorum. Evet, Kanada'da çift diplomalı lise programları. Bu programların özelliği tabii ki Türkiye'den ayrılmadan, Türkiye'de kendi okulunuzda okurken aynı zamanda da Kanada'dan bir lise diploması edinilmesi. Bunun için de biz bir program oluşturduk. Adı Edualia. Bu IHSO fuarında da masası var. Eğer daha sonrasında sorularınız orada gelebilirsiniz. Ben şimdi genel olarak bu programlar nasıl işliyor onlardan bahsedeceğim. Çeşitliliklerinden bahsedeceğim. Buradan devam edeceğiz. Şimdi Kanada'da çift lise diploması aldığınız zaman aslında aldığınız diplomanın Kanada'daki öğrencilerin okulda okurken aldıkları hiçbir diplomadan farkı yok. Ekranda gördüğünüz bizim OSSD dediğimiz Ontario Secondary School Diploma dediğimiz Ontario eyaletinin resmi lise diplomasıdır. Siz hem kendi okulunuzda okuyor olacaksınız, derslerinizi alacaksınız. Okulunuzdan geri kalan zamanlarda bu kısmı çok önemli. Çünkü buradaki amaç Türkiye'deki okulla ekarte etmek değil, iki okulu aynı anda yürütebilmek. Bu yüzden de hep biz programımızı anlatırken, bu programlardan bahsederken başarılı öğrenciler için düzenlendiğini söylüyoruz. Çünkü sonuçta bu bir ekstra bir çalışma ama eminim ki hepiniz aynı şekilde bu programı başarıyla yapabileceksinizdir. Dediğim gibi önemli olan iki okulu aynı anda yürütebilmek ve bu programı başarıyla tamamladığınızda sizin elinize geçecek ve gerçekten de fiziksel olarak geçecek diploma ekranda gördüğünüz diploma. Bu diplomayı siz burada Kanada'da, ben şu anda Toronto'dayım, sizlere buradan anlatmaya çalışıyorum. Siz burada Toronto'da da bir okulda okuyor olsaydınız aynı anda veya bir Kanadalı öğrenci olmuş olsaydınız yine de aynı diplomayı alacaksınız. Biz de size bu imkanı evlerinizden çıkmadan online olarak bir platform üzerinden sağlamaya çalışıyoruz. Peki nasıl yapıyoruz bunu? Tabii ki olduğunuz sınıfa göre, aldığınız derslere göre biz size 24 veya 26 kredi olarak denklik verebiliyoruz. Geriye de 4 veya 6 krediniz kalıyor. Ekranda da gördüğünüz gibi tekrar üstüne basa basa söylemek istiyorum. Krediler okul saatlerinin dışında, yani okul dersinizi yapacaksınız. Okuldan arta kalan zamanda belki hafta sonunda ve şöyle gözünüzde canlandırın. Bizim sizden istediğiniz böyle bir programa katıldığınızda haftada en fazla 5 saat. Yani hafta içi bir gün platforma girip derslerinize çalıştığınız zaman sizin için yeterli olacaktır. Ekranda da gördüğünüz bizim Ontario Student Transcript dediğimiz devletin resmi onaylı not çizelgesidir, karnesidir öyle diyeyim. Burada da zaten daha önce mezun olmuş olan bir öğrencimizin not karnesi var. Ekranda görürsünüz zaten orada denklik verilen kredilerin sayısı 24 ve geri kalan 6 tane alıyor ve sonrasında da mezun oluyor. Neden Kanada? Çünkü Kanada dünyadaki eğitim sistemlerinin içinden en kuvvetli alanlarından bir tanesi. PISA sonuçlarına göre her sene ilk 5'te yer alıyor. Kanada sistemi biraz Türkiye'ye göre değişik, daha farklı şöyle, daha sunum odaklı, daha grup çalışması odaklı, daha düşünme odaklı, daha düşündüğünü paylaşma odaklı bir sistem. Ve bunu da zaten ders programına da yansıtıyor. Tekrar söylemek istiyorum, diplomanızdaki bir farklılık olmadığı gibi aldığınız derslerde de bir farklılık yok. Yani buradaki bir Kanadalı öğrenci hangi dersleri alıyorsa siz de aynı dersleri alıyor olacaksınız. Birebir hiçbir farkı yok. Bütün öğretmenleriniz Kanadalı olacak, bütün dersleriniz İngilizce olacak. Dediğim gibi sadece tek farkınız siz Türkiye'den katılıyor olacaksınız ama sonunda aldığınız eğitim ve gördüğünüz ders tamamen aynı. Evet, biraz önce de söylediğim gibi Kanadalı öğretmenlerle iletişiminiz olacak. Bu tamamen canlı bir platform değil. Çünkü bunu biz tabii ki Türkiye gibi, diğer Avrupa ülkeleri gibi, Latin Amerika ülkeleri gibi, Asya ülkeleri gibi birçok öğrencimiz var. Doğal olarak herkesin aynı anda derse girmesi mümkün değil. Doğal olarak biz bunu bölgesel olarak yürütüyoruz bu programı ve platformu. Siz kendi bölgenizdeki öğrencilerle canlı olarak öğretmenlerinizle konuşma şansınız olacağı gibi daha çok kendi başınıza da çalışma şansınız olacak. Bunu platforma gelince biraz daha anlatacağım. Şimdi bu program size ne kazandırıyor? Evet, sonunda bir Kanada lise diploması kazandırıyor ama bunu kazandırırken kazandırdığı başka çok şeyler de var. Akademik olarak kuvvetleniyorsunuz. Kanada lise eğitim sisteminin yapısı Türkiye'den farklı olduğu gibi verilen dersler de çok çok farklı. Ben de kendim de Türkiye'den liseden mezun olduğum için ve birçok buraya gelen Türkiye'den transfer olan Türk lise öğrencisiyle iletişimde olduğum için ve aldıkları dersleri gördüğüm için bunu çok rahatlıkla söyleyebilirim. Dersleriniz içerik olarak çok farklı. Doğal olarak akademik olarak güçleniyorsunuz. Dil gelişimi tabii ki dediğim gibi bütün dersleriniz İngilizce. Öncesinde de eğer zaten yeterli bir İngilizce seviyeniz yoksa onun için de bir ders alacaksınız. Ve ondan sonra asıl geri kalan ana kredi derslerinizi almaya geçeceksiniz. Ama öğretmenlerinizle kurduğunuz iletişim platform üzerinden veya sizin bölgenizde olan diğer öğrencilerle platform üzerinde kurduğunuz iletişim, bunlar tamamen İngilizce. Doğal olarak dil gelişimine inanılmaz bir katkısı olacak. Kişisel gelişim, siz kendi zaman yönetiminizi çok iyi değerlendirmek zorundasınız. Dediğim gibi haftada 5 saat girmenizi, daha fazlasını değil girmenizi öngörüyoruz. Ve burada girdiğiniz zaman bu sizin doğal olarak okuldan, kendi Türkiye'deki okuldan geri kalan zamanınız olduğu için tamamen kendi yönetiminizde. Bu size inanılmaz bir disiplin kazandıracak. Teknolojik bilgi kullandığımız platform, biraz bir sonraki slaytta bahsedeceğim. Üniversitelerin burada kullandığı platformdur. Şu anda biliyorum hepiniz online'a çok alıştınız ama inanın bu online, her ne kadar Covid geçip de biz hayatımıza dönsek de bu online her zaman hayatımızda kalacak. O kadar, ne kadar çok bilirseniz teknolojik olarak o kadar iyi olacak sizler için. Akademik avantajları söylüyorum. Tabii ki sizin Türkiye'de aldığınız derslere bir ekli, doğal olarak akademik özgeçmişinize büyük bir katkısı olacak. Katıldığınız programla Kanada'daki üniversitelere başvurabilirsiniz. Ama diyorsanız ki ben Kanada istemiyorum, bu diplomamla başka ülkelere başvurabilir miyim? Tabii ki başvurabilirsiniz. Diğer bir şekilde Türk diplomanızda belki başka bir ülkede üniversiteye başvurmak istiyorsunuz ama Kanada diplomanızın yanına supporting documents dediğimiz destekleyici belge olarak kullanabilirsiniz. Çünkü bir üniversiteye başvururken sizin dosyanız ne kadar kuvvetliyse kabul edilme şansınız da o kadar yüksek. Dil gelişiminden bahsettim. Tamamen Kanadalı öğretmenlerle beraberiz. Zaten bu programımız ve bizim buradaki Eğitim Bakanlığı onaylı her şey dediğim gibi Kanada'da nasılsa siz de aynı şekilde eğitiminizi alıyorsunuz. Teknik bilgiden de bahsettim. Değişik farklı modeller, video izleyeceksiniz. Belki sohbet gruplarına katılacaksınız. Forumlara cevaplar yazacaksınız. Devamlı iletişim halinde olacaksınız ve tabii ki bu her halükarda İngilizce olacak. Dediğim gibi zaman yönetimi burada çok önemli. Kendinizi disipline edebilmeniz çok önemli. Evet, nasıl alabiliriz bu programı? Bu programı 3 tane farklı program var Edualya programının içinde. Yani lise diploması programının içinde. İlk ekranda gördüğünüz 6 kredi lise diploması. Bu diploma sizi Kanada'daki üniversitelere başvurma hakkını verir. Çünkü Kanada'da bir üniversiteye başvururken Ontario'dan alacağınız, yani benim Toronto'nun olduğu eyaletin diplomasıdır bu. Burada şunu da bir söylemek istiyorum. Diğer eyaletlerin diplomasıyla bir farkı yok. Yalnız biz burada yönetimler federal ve yerel olarak ayrıldığı için bizim diplomalarımızın sadece üstünde farklıdır. Türkiye'deki gibi tek değildir ama aralarında hiçbir fark yoktur. Onu açıklamak istedim. 6 kredi lise diplomasında eğer Kanada'ya gitmek istiyorsanız, yani Kanada'da bir üniversiteye devam etmek istiyorsanız 6 kredi göstermeniz gerekiyor. O yüzden bu programı tercih etmesiniz. Ama diyorsanız ki ben Kanada'da üniversiteye gitmeyeceğim. Ben Kanada'da kolejler biliyorum. Şu anda herkes o kolejlere de gidiyor. Ben kolej bana daha uygun. Kolej dediğim tabii ki lisedeki anlamında kolej değil. Biz Türkiye'deki meslek yüksek okullarının bir kademe daha üniversite yakın olanı. Biraz farklı. Eminim eğitim danışman arkadaşlarım sizlere bunları daha detaylı anlatır. Ama kolej üniversiteden farkı 2 seneliktir ve çalışma hayatına daha çabuk hazırlamayı planlar. Ama koleje gideceğim diyorsanız 6 krediyle de gidebilirsiniz ya da 4 kredi diplomayı tercih edebilirsiniz. Veya 4 krediyle Kanada'da koleje de gitmeyeceğim. Ben belki bir Çek Cumhuriyeti'nde, belki Macaristan'da, belki başka bir ülkede, Polonya'da, şu anda çok popüler biliyorum, bir ülkede başvurmak istiyorum diyorsanız o zaman 4 krediyle alacağınız lise diplomasıyla da başlayabilirsiniz. Tekrar dediğim gibi ister Kanada diplomasıyla başvurursunuz, Türk diplomanızı destekleyici belge olarak gösterirsiniz ya da tam tersini de yapabilirsiniz. Ama 2 lise diploması her zaman sizler için çok avantajlı olacaktır üniversiteye başvururken. Bir de genel ilgi derslerimiz var. Bu nedir? Diyorsunuz ki ben lise diploması almak istemiyorum ama çok merak ediyorum. Kanada'da eğitim nasıl? Acaba ben bir ders alsam görebilir miyim? Tabii ki. Sizin belki üniversitede okuyacağınız ilgili bölümle ilgili bir ders olabilir veya sizin ilgi alanınız olabilir. Bu nedir? Bir işletme dersi olabilir. Lisede işletme derslerimiz var. Farklı farklı dediğim gibi tekrar Türkiye'de müfredatta olmayan dersler var. Bunlardan alabilirsiniz. Ya da eğer yaşınız küçükse, yani şu anda mesela 9. sınıftaysanız, diyorsanız ki ben belki ileride bunu yapmak istiyorum ama merak ediyorum. Acaba yapabilir miyim? İstediğim bir şey mi? İlgimi çeker mi? O zaman da bir genel ilgi dersleri altında Foundations diye bir dersimiz var. Bu da size her şeyden biraz gösterecek. Biraz İngilizce, biraz sistem, biraz Kanada eğitim sistemi. Böyle bir dersimiz var. Onu da alıp daha sonrası için, yani bu programa katılabileceğiniz sınıfa geldiğinizde, yaşa geldiğinizde o zaman kararınızı daha sağlıklı verebilmeniz için öyle bir program daha var. Peki biz bunu nasıl yapacağız? Hani Türkiye'den yapıyoruz, aynı anda yapıyoruz, nasıl yapıyoruz? Eğer 6 kredi program içindeyseniz ve diyorsanız ki ben Kanada'da bir üniversiteye gitmek istiyorum ve ben buna başlamak istiyorum. Nasıl başlayacağız? Eğer önce tabii ki sizi bir İngilizce testine tabi tutacağız. Çünkü bu programa girmek için bir İngilizce seviyesinde olmanız gerekiyor. Diyelim ki değilsiniz, sorun değil. O zaman size önce ESL dediğiniz English as a Second Language dersiyle başlatacağız. Bunu da eğer bu derse ihtiyacınız varsa 10. sınıfta başlatacağız. Ya da 10 ile 11. sınıf arasındaki yaz tatilinde başlatacağız. 11. sınıfa gelince bu sefer ana derslerinizden vereceğiz ve size 2 kredi vereceğiz. Şimdi bu nasıl olacak? Biz dediğim gibi bir anda size o 6 krediyi vermiyoruz. Ne yapıyoruz? Bunları sömestrlere yayıyoruz, akademik yıla yayıyoruz. Çünkü Türkiye'deki eğitiminiz çok bizim için o da aynı derecede önemli. Kesinlikle ondan geri kalmanızı istemiyoruz. Notlarınızın düşmesini istemiyoruz. Çünkü Türkiye'deki alacağınız lise diploması da Kanada'daki lise diploması için sizin hayatınızda da çok önemli olacak. O yüzden biz bunları eğer daha doğru bir Türkçe ise 2,5 seneye yayarak biz bu programı almanızı sağlayacağız. Hem ne olacak? Ödemede kolaylık olacak. Veya siz bu derslerinizi alırken daha az ders aldığınız için, daha çok zaman ayırabildiğiniz için daha başarılı olacaksınız. Çünkü küçük bir hatırlatma yapmak istiyorum. Özellikle 6 kredi programa katılıp Kanada'da üniversiteye devam etmek isteyen öğrenciler için burada biliyorsunuz Türkiye'deki gibi bir merkezi sınav sistemi yok. Sizin notlarınız çok çok çok önemli. O yüzden biz de elimizden geldiğince bu programı sizi zorlamayacak şekilde yapmaya çalıştık. Evet, devam edersek 11. sınıfta 2 kredi alacaksınız. Yani ilk sömestrinde bir kredi alacaksınız, ikinci sömestrinde bir kredi alacaksınız. Sonra 11 ile 12 arası yaz tatilinde, biliyorum yaz tatili hepinizin şu anda belki suratı değişiyordur ama inanın geleceğiniz için önemli. Bir de yaz dönemlerinde verilen dersler bizim accelerated dediğimiz, yani hızlandırılmış derslerdir. Ve doğal olarak normal okulunuz olmayacağı için aslında sizin de çok fazla yaz tatilinizden bir şey almayacak. Yaz döneminde de 2 kredi alacaksınız. 12. sınıfa gelince tekrar 2 kredi, ilk dönemi 1 kredi, son dönemi 1 kredi. Biz bir de tamamlama kredisi koyduk, ekranda görüyorsunuz. O da olur da bir eksik kredimiz kalırsa veya belki bölüm değişikliği yaptığınızdan dolayı bir artı kredi eklemeniz gerekirse üniversiteye notların teslim edilme ki bunu o son sınıftaki öğrenciler için söylüyorum, artık 12. sınıfa gelmiş olacakları için üniversiteye notların teslim edilme tarihine kadar size eğer ihtiyacınız varsa bir kredi daha almanızı sağlayacağız. Peki ne konularda alabilirsiniz? Bu konular biliyorum çok genel gözükebilir. Sanat, iletişim ve medya, işletme, pazarlama ve teknoloji, mühendislik, üretim ve endüstriyel teknoloji, sağlık bilimleri, kamu hizmetleri, doğal kaynaklar ve tarım bilimi. Bunların detaylarını sonra tabii ki sizlerle birebir e-mailleştiğimizde, konuştuğumuzda veya bir araya geldiğimizde tekrar paylaşırız. Fakat şuradaki önemli olan şey bu. Lisede, Kanada'da 12. sınıfta, yani şu alacağınız derslerde üniversitede hangi bölümü okuyacaksanız ona göre ders alıyorsunuz. Yani aslında Kanada'da 12. sınıf özünde üniversiteye hazırlık senesidir. Yani size biz böyle bir set bu dersleri alıp mezun olacaksınız demiyoruz, diyemiyoruz. Bu ders programları, o yüzden programı seçmeden önce size eğitim danışmanlarını soracak. Üniversitede ne okumak istiyorsun? Hayalin ne? Ne hayal ediyorsun? Ben işletme okumak istiyorum diyorsanız o zaman işletme bölümünün derslerini vereceğiz. Çünkü üniversite dersi kabul ederken tekrar söylüyorum, merkezi bir sınav olmadığı için bu derslerden alacağınız derslerin ortalamasına göre kabul edecekler. Ve bunun dışında ekranda gördüğünüz OSSLT diye bir sınavımız var. Şimdi bu programın Kanadalı öğrencilerle okumaktan bir fark olmadığınız için siz de diplomanın bütün gerekliliğini yapmak zorundasınız. OSSLT dediğimiz bizim dil yeterlilik sınavı gibi bir sınav oluyor ve bunu aynı yılın aynı günü aynı saati Kanadalı, yabancı hiç fark etmeden herkes aynı zamanda bu sınavı almak zorunda. Biz bunu zaten edual olarak gelip biz bunun yönetimini yapacağız. Ekstra bir ücreti yoktur. Programın içine dahildir. Ama diplomanızı, derslerinizi geçseniz de bu sınavı geçmezseniz diplomanızı alamıyorsunuz. O yüzden 1-2 dediğimiz birinden geçemezseniz ikincisinden geçmeniz için bunu o şekilde ayarladık. Bilginiz olsun. Bir de altta görüyorsunuz ekranda gönüllü çalışma zorunluluğu. Kanada'da liseden mezun olmak için 40 saat gönüllü çalışmanız gerekiyor. Ama siz sadece 2 senesini yaptığınız için 20 saat. Bu gönüllü çalışmaları da zaten biz sizinle buradan koordine ediyor olacağız. Neler gönüllü çalışmaya dahil bunları tabii ki biz anlatacağız ve sonra sizin o çalışmalarınızı burada rapor edip diplomanıza sayılmasını sağlayacağız. Ama burada diploma almak için bu bir zorunluluk. İkinci programımız 4 kredi program. Bunu da dediğim gibi tekrar söyleyeyim. Diyorsanız ki ben Kanada'da üniversiteye gitmek istemiyorum, başka bir ülkede üniversiteye gitmek istiyorum ya da Kanada'da kolej okumak istiyorum, 6 değil de 4 krediyle bitirmek istiyorum diyorsanız o zaman 4 kredi. Buradaki bölümlerimiz biraz daha sosyal bilimler, doğal bilimler, işletme. Burada da diğer programımız gibi aynı şekilde başlıyoruz. Ya 10. sınıfta bir ESL kredisi veriyoruz İngilizceniz yeterli değilse ya da 10 ile 11 arası da olabilir yaz tatilinde. Ama 11. sınıfta ilk sömestr bir tane, ikinci sömestr bir tane olmak üzere 2 kredi, 12. sınıfta da aynı şekilde 2 kredi vererek programımızı tamamlıyoruz. Aynı testimiz yine olmak zorundayız. 20 saatimizi yine çalışmak zorundayız. Gönüllü bir yerlerde yardım etmek zorundayız. Ve genel ilgi dersleri dediğim gibi eğer hani ben görmek istiyorum, anlamak istiyorum, denemek istiyorum derseniz. Çünkü 6 ile 4'te gördüğünüz üzere 10. sınıfın yazından başlıyorsunuz veya 10. sınıfta başlıyorsunuz dersleri almaya, IHSO almaya. Ama burada daha küçük sınıftan başlayabilirsiniz. Diğer programlara 9. sınıfsanız maalesef sizi alamayacağız. Ama 9. sınıftayım, ben dediğim gibi denemek istiyorum, anlamak istiyorum, bilmek istiyorum derseniz tekrar sosyal bilimler, doğal bilimler, işletme dersleri o dönem hangi dersleri biz veriyorsak onlardan birini alarak kendinizi deneyebilirsiniz. Ama benim tabii ki kendi kişisel tavsiyem Foundations'tır. Çünkü her şeyden biraz gösteriyor size. Daha iyi anlayabilmeniz, İngilizcenize katkı sağlayabilmeniz için ben şahsen Foundations'ı tavsiye ederim 9. sınıftaki arkadaşlara. Platformumuz. Kullandığımız platform Brightspace. Belki bilen arkadaşlar vardır. Brightspace, Kuzey Amerika'daki yani Kanada ve Amerika'daki üniversitelerle kullanılan platformla aynı. Bunun önemi nedir? Yani sadece COVID dönemi değil, COVID döneminden sonra da bir üniversiteye gittiğinizde bile dersleri sınıfta işleseniz de ders assignment'larınızı, ödevlerinizi, profesörünüzün bazen göndermek istediğiniz şeyleri zaten platform kullanarak artık gönderiyor öğrenciler. Doğal olarak bu platform lisede kullanarak üniversitedeki yaşamınızı aslında kolaylaştırmış oluyorsunuz. Çünkü siz zaten bilerek geliyorsunuz. Dediğim gibi zaten artık hepimiz biraz alışkınız bazı şeyleri online yapabilmeye ama bu sizin gelişiminizde daha önemli. Bir yer tutacak bu platformu kullanmanız. Dediğim gibi bu platform tamamen canlı değil. Canlı olan yerleri var. Ben birazdan şöyle biraz önce bu tarafı anlatayım. Ne yapacaksınız? Ayda 1 saat. Bir de tamamen Kanada'daki ders programını takip ediyoruz. Başlama dersleri, tarihlerimiz, ara tatillerimiz. Yani biz bu Ontario'da hangi akademik takvimin takip ediliyorsa biz de aynısını takip ediyoruz. Normalde bir döneminiz yaklaşık 5 aydır Kanada'da. Şimdi bu 5 ay süresince her ay 1 saat Kanadalı öğretmenlerimize canlı lecture session dediğimiz dersleriniz var. Bunu takip eden haftada yine aynı ay içinde group discussions dediğimiz tartışma gruplarınız var. Öğretmeninizle, sınıf arkadaşlarınızla bir araya gelerek canlı olarak bir konu üzerinde fikrinizi beyan ettiğiniz, daha çok o konunun, o dersin müfredatından olmayarak ama benzer sosyokültürel konuları tartışarak canlı bir discussion grubumuz var. Daha sonra ayda tekrar bir kere bizim burada guidance dediğimiz rehberlik. Bu rehberlik nedir? Programınızın en başından işte programı alışabildiniz mi, platformunuz kolay mı diye başlayaraktan üniversite başvurunuza kadar giden bir süreç. Yani bu yolda size gerçekten ilk günden son güne kadar rehberlik eden sizin bir rehberlik öğretmeniniz var. Bunlar öğretmenlerinizle biz saatleriniz, günleri belli. Onlarla da canlı konuşuyorsunuz. Ve bu saatler, tekrar şunu hatırlayayım, bütün saatler Türkiye ve Türkiye'nin olduğu bölgeye göre ayarlı. Yani biz size göre ayarlıyoruz bu saatleri, siz bize göre ayarlamıyorsunuz. Biz bunları genelde akşam, yani öğrencilerin eve gelip yemeklerini yiyip biraz dinlendikten sonraki saatlere getiriyoruz ki sizler için de kolaylık olsun. Bir de öğretmen ofis saatleri dediğimiz her haftada 2 kere, her hafta olan office hours. Bu aslında üniversitelerde çok popülerdir Kanada'da. Profesörlerin ofis saatleri olur ve siz o ofis saatlerde randevu almadan gider kendileriyle görüşürsünüz. Bu öğretmenlerin size kendileriyle konuşmanızı sağlamaları ve her an ulaşılabilir olmaları için düzenlenmiş bir sistem. Biz aynısını bu online çift diploma programı içinde yaptık. Öğretmenleriniz o saatlerde sizi bekliyor olacak bilgisayarlarının karşısında. Bir sorunuz olur, anlamadığınız bir şey olur, sistemle ilgili bir sıkıntınız olur, ödevinizi belki Türkiye'de o sırada sınav dönemidir. O zaman öğretmeninize bunu söylemeniz gerekiyor ki bu çok normal. Türkiye'de sınav dönemi, ben burada ödevimi 2 gün geri verebilir miyim? Bunlar gibi şeylerde öğretmenlerinize her an iletişimde olabilirsiniz. Şimdi geri gidiyorum. Başarı hikayelerinden bahsedelim de biraz. Bu programa katılmış öğrenciler neler yaptı? Ekranda Ryan'ı görüyorsunuz. Ryan Hong Kong'dan bir öğrencimizdi. O da sizler gibi Hong Kong'da hem Hong Kong'daki lisesini okudu, aynı zamanda da Kanada Lisesi'ni tamamladı. Ve sonunda da hepimizin çok bildiği dünyanın en iyi ilk 100 üniversitesinde olan Toronto Üniversitesi'ne kabul hakkı kazandı. Ekranda gerçek kabul mektubunu görüyorsunuz. Buradaki önemli olan ne? Eğer ekranda gösterebiliyorsam size, OUAC Reference Number dediğimiz, yani Ontario Üniversiteleri Başvuru Merkezi'ne aynı bir Kanadalı öğrenci gibi başvurdu. Yani siz eğer sadece Türkiye'den bir liseden mezun olduğunuzda başvurduğunuz sistem farklı. Kanada Lisesi mezun olduğunuzda başvurduğunuz sistem farklı. Yani bu programın size en büyük getirisi, eğer Kanada'da bir üniversiteye devam etmek istiyorsanız, Kanadalı öğrenci gibi üniversiteye başvuracaksınız. Statünüz hala yabancı. Ödeyeceğiniz ücret hala yabancı öğrenci ücreti. Fakat en büyük fark şudur. Mesela Ryan'a bakalım burada. Toronto Üniversitesi'nde psikoloji bölümünde. Toronto Üniversitesi psikoloji bölümü normalde %70, %80 sandalye sayısını yerel öğrenciye, ki eğer bu programı tamamlarsanız siz de o yerel öğrencilerden bir tanesiniz. Geri kalan %20-25'lik kısmını ise yabancı öğrencilere, direkt başvuran öğrencilere ayırır. Doğal olarak Toronto Üniversitesi gibi bir üniversitede, yarışın çok kuvvetli olduğu bir üniversitede sizin Kanadalı öğrenci gibi başvurmanız ve büyük kontenjandan faydalanmanız çok önemli. Ayrıca yabancı öğrenci olarak Toronto Üniversitesi'ne başvurduğunuzda, Kanada üniversitelerinin veya diğer üniversitelere başvurduğunuzda, Kanada üniversitelerinin sizlere verdiği burs oranları çok kısıtlıdır. Yani Amerika gibi değildir, gerçek. Ama siz yabancı öğrenci olduğunuz halde Kanada lise diplomasıyla başvurduğunuz için Kanadalı öğrencilere sunulan burs imkanlarından da yararlanmış oluyorsunuz. Bu çok önemli. Yani ne kadar size destek olunabiliyorsa ekonomik açıdan, çünkü bu çok uzun bir yol. O yüzden bence bu programın en önemli özelliklerinden bir tanesi bu. İkinci bir örneğimiz McMaster Joyce. Joyce'u ikinci slaytta hatırlıyorsanız notlarına bakmıştık. İşte o Joyce, bu Joyce. McMaster Üniversitesi'nde Life Sciences. Life Sciences nedir? McMaster Üniversitesi Tıp Fakültesi ile ünlü bir üniversite Kanada'da. Fakat tıp fakültesine girmek Türkiye gibi değil. Türkiye'de liseden sonra tıp fakültesine girersiniz. Kanada'da ise 4 senelik fen bilimleri üzerine bir lisans okuduktan sonra tekrar medical school'a, yani tıp fakültesine başvuruyorsunuz. Bu öğrenci de bu tıp fakültesine giden yolda alınması gereken lisans programı, yani Life Sciences Gateway, ona kabul ediyor ve orada bir burs tutarı var. Bu burs tutarı otomatik olarak aldığı not ortalamasına göre verilen bir burs tutarı. Burslar da şöyle, başvurduğunuzda bir otomatik olarak sizi değerlendirdikleri giriş bursları var. Artı yine girişte kriterleriniz uyuyorsa, dediğim gibi her üniversitenin farklı, o burslara başvurabilirsiniz. Bir de departmanların, yani bir mühendislik departmanının, yani bir life sciences departmanının kendi içinde yeni başlayan öğrencilere bursları oluyor. Bunlara da eğer kriterleriniz uyuyorsa başvurabilirsiniz. Dediğim gibi başvurabileceğiniz burslar direkt yabancı öğrenci olarak Kanada dışından başvurduğunuzdaki burslardan çok çok daha fazla. Peki biz bu programı nasıl başlayacağız? Tabii ki notlarınıza bakacağız ve baktığımız zaman notlarınızın minimum 70, ortalamanın 70 olması gerekiyor. Direkt programa diploma, yani sizin diploma kazanmanızı sağlayacak programa 6 kredi veya 4 kredi olan programlara girebilmeniz için B1 İngilizce seviyesi arıyoruz. Ama diyorsanız ki ben 9. sınıfın bir tane genel ilgi dersi almak istiyorum, foundation almak istiyorum, o zaman A2. Bunda da ne yapacağız? Eğitim danışmanlarınız sizin İngilizce seviyenize bakacak. Ona göre size zaten rotanızı çizecek. Biz de buradan yardımcı olacağız. Eğer öncesinde bir İngilizce dersi, ESL dersi almanız gerekiyorsa onu da tabii ki sağlayacağız. Motivasyon ve olumlu davranış. Platform tabii ki hepimize açık ama burada önemli olan şeylerden bir tanesi pozitif olmamız, olumlu olmamız. Bizim de aynı bir fiziksel okul gibi kurallarımız var. Bu kuralları uymamız gerekiyor. Doğal olarak okulda nasıl öğretmeninize veya arkadaşınıza bazı şeyleri söylerken çok dikkat ediyorsanız aynı şekilde platformda da aynı şekilde dikkat etmek isteriz. Dediğimiz gibi normal bir okuldan hiçbir fark yok. Tek farkı siz Türkiye'desiniz, biz buradayız. Onun dışında motivasyonunuz çok önemli. Yani böyle bir şey yaptığınız zaman bu size ekstra bir aktivite, bizim extracurricular activity dediğimiz ekstra bir aktivite yaptığınız derslerin üstüne eklendiği için sizin gerçekten bu motivasyona, self disipline, kendi kendine disipline etmeye, zamanınızı çok iyi yönetmeye kendinizi bunu hazırlıyor olmanız lazım. Ve ben inanıyorum ki gerçekten böyle bir programı yapmak isteyen bir öğrenci de zaten çok rahatlıkla yapar. Buradan bahsetmiştik. Evet, ücretlerimize bakalım. 2 tane diploma sahibi olmak istiyorsak ve 6 kredi, yani ben Kanada'da devam edeceğim, bana 6 kredi programı daha iyi olur diyorsak programımızın kredi başına ücreti 1220 Kanada doları. Amerikan dolarından biraz daha düşük. Bilmeyenler için bahsetmek istiyorum. Totalde de 7320 Kanada doları. Fakat biz bunu siz öderken kredi aldığınız için kredi ödüyorsunuz. Bence en büyük avantajlarından bir tanesi de bu. Ve yani olur da fikrinizi değiştirdiniz veya bir şey oldu, hayat yolunuz değişti, planlarınız değişti, hayalleriniz değişti. Bırakmak isterseniz programı da sadece okuduğunuzun ücretini veriyorsunuz. Okumadığınız için sizden bir şey talep etmiyoruz. Ama dediğim gibi sizin için, aileleriniz için kredi ödemeniz hepimizin, inanıyorum ki sizin de biraz daha hayatınızı kolaylaştıracaktır. Eğer 4 kredi okumak istiyorum, işte ben Kanada'da bir koleje gitmek istiyorum, 2 senelik diploma olmak istiyorum veya işte başka bir ülkede üniversiteye gitmek istiyorum diyorsanız kredi ücretiniz aynı. Totalde de tabii ki 4.880 Kanada doları, tekrar söylüyorum, kredi tek tek ödüyorsunuz. Genel ilgi dersi almak istiyorum. Ben 12. sınıf kimya dersini merak ediyorum. Ben 12. sınıf işletme dersini merak ediyorum. Sosyal bilimler dersi almak istiyorum derseniz bunun da ücreti 905 Kanada doları. Ama benim çok sevdiğim 9. sınıflara önerdiğim foundation, yani her şeyden biraz dediğim, sizi gerçekten bu sisteme alıştıran, nasıl bir şeyle karşılaşacağınızı gösteren, Kanada eğitimi, lise olsun, üniversite olsun, sizin için uygun muyu tamamen anlayabileceğiniz ve 10. sınıfa, 10. sınıfın yazını beklemeden alabileceğiniz, ki bunda daha düşük, dediğim gibi A2 seviyesi istiyoruz genel ilgi dersleri ve foundation için. Alabileceğiniz ders için de ücret 765 Kanada doları. Evet, benden bu kadar. Sorularınız olursa ben hem Edualya masasındayım hem Red Leaf Akademik masasındayım. Ama tabii ki eğitim danışmanlarınız da size bu fuardan sonra da her şekilde yardım edeceklerdir. Herkese çok çok çok teşekkür ederim.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here with you all. After our colleague Celine, after her speech, this seminar you're attending is going to be about the IB programs, mainly about the IBDP, which is the one offered at GSD, the school in Spain I'm talking on behalf of. My name is Javier, and as educator that I am, having the possibility to study abroad and studying IBDP is something that we all have to take into account. I still remember when I was at high school, it was difficult to make up my mind, to make a choice and decide what to study. So hope with this information, it'll help you a little bit when making a decision. So let me share the screen so you can see the presentation I've got. So it should be here. Let me see. Okay, here we are. Right. So, what is the IB? What is the IB? So, to make a long story short, I'll tell you that the first IB program, the diploma program, was established in 1968. The idea was to provide with a challenging and balanced education, which would be able to facilitate geographical mobility. How to do this? Easily, very easy. It was just thought by providing an international recognized university entrance qualification. But we would also serve the deeper purpose of promoting intercultural understanding and respect. As you know, there are four IB programs: primary years program, PYP, middle year program, MYP, the IB diploma, and the career-related program, the CP. So, and just we're just going to center in the IBDP. That is the one that we offer in our school. So let's imagine a worldwide community of schools where there are educators and students sharing the same mission. The mission to empower young people with the values, knowledge, and skills to create a better and more peaceful world. This is the International Baccalaureate. IB provides an education that crosses disciplinary, cultural, national, and geographical boundaries. So the aim of full IB programs is developing international-minded people who help to create a better and more peaceful world. So when we talk about education and what it means, what we really want to know is how to instill in our students this knowledge or the necessary knowledge that will make them better learners and better people. So how can we be sure that we send them off into life with the skills they really need to grow and develop in a successful, happy way? So learning how to learn is going to be fundamental to a student's education. So we're going to have a look at about the IB methodology, and you know that all these programs are different from other curricula because they encourage they encourage students to think critically and challenging questions. They encourage you to develop independently, different from governments or any other national system, incorporating quality practice from research. And so it develops research skills, which are proven to help you in higher education. And of course, it encourages students of all ages to consider both local and global context, always in just to develop multilingual students. So IB takes responsibility for their own learning and understanding how knowledge itself is constructed. And so we want the students to be active in their communities and to take their learning beyond academic studies. So the idea is to develop students who will build a better world through intercultural understanding and respect, alongside a healthy appetite for learning and excellence. We're gonna have a look. I'm gonna show you a short video about all this. So let's see. Here we go. Give me a second. Okay. Here we go. Right. So we learned that IB puts the student in the center of a global context. So it gives an emphasis on the process of knowing how to learn. So it gives the student a much better, broader view of all, preparing them in a much better way. So the confidence they acquire will carry them through further. I always remember, always stay with me that learning doesn't only happen in the classroom, but it's a continuous experience for your entire life. So at the end of the diploma program, you have a very knowledgeable students. So a few couple of things more about Ivy. Right. Remember that the Ivy Diploma program, which is the one we offer in our schools, is recognized and respected by the world's leading universities. And evidence suggests that higher rates of diploma students go on to university and higher education study than non-Ivy students. So what is the IVDP? Research suggests that there are more benefits to choosing the diploma program. The DP aims to develop students who have excellent breadth and depth of knowledge, students who flourish physically, intellectually, emotionally, ethically. So the diploma curriculum is made up of 6 different subject groups, and the DP core, comprising theory of knowledge, what we call it TOK, creativity, activity, and service, CAS, and the extended essay. So the 6 subject groups are, as you can see here on the slide, studies in language and literature, language acquisition, individual and society, sciences, maths, and the arts. So just there are different courses with each subject group. So students, you guys, you may opt to study an additional science, individual and societies, or language course instead of a course in the arts. Students will take some subject at higher level and some others at standard level. And each student takes at least, 3, but no more than 4 subjects at higher level, and the remaining at standard level. So standard level subjects take up 150 teaching hours, while higher level comprises 240 teaching hours. So the Ivy learner, the Ivy student represents 10 attributes which can help individuals and groups become responsible members of local, national, and global communities. Anytime you hear about Ivy learners, you will hear that they have to be inquirers about curiosity, they develop skills for inquiry and research, knowledgeable, so they being able to develop and using conceptual understanding, exploring this knowledge across different disciplines, dealing with all kind of issues and ideas that have local and global significance. You got to be thinkers, using critical and creative thinking to analyze and to take responsible action. You got to be communicators, being able to express confidently and creatively in more than one language and in many different ways. Principle, acting with integrity and honesty, with a strong sense of fairness and justice. You gotta be open-minded, critically appreciating your own culture and personal histories, as well as the values and tradition of others. You gotta be caring, showing empathy, compassion, and respect, having a commitment to service, and acting to make a positive difference in the lives of others in the world around us. You gotta be also risk takers, approaching uncertainty with forethought and determination, working independently and cooperatively to explore new ideas. You got to be balanced, understanding the importance of balancing different aspects of our lives, so as to achieve well-being for ourselves and others. And you got to be reflective. That's the last one. You got to consider the world and our own ideas and experience, understanding our strengths and weaknesses in order to support but learning and personal development. So to finish with this, we're gonna have a look at this other video in which we're gonna watch these testimonies from IB students talking about all this curiosity, risk-taking, being inquisitive, interested in other people, diversity, helping and serving. So let me just play it, and here we go. Okay, 1 second. Okay. All right.
Hi, Javier. Can you hear me? Javier?
Dime, Héctor. Héctor. It seems that we're having some kind of problem. Let me check. Give me a second. Right. Are we having any kind of problem? Can you hear me? Okay, it seems that you can hear me. Okay, okay. So I thought there was a kind of problem. So let's go on with the presentation. Give me a second. So we were talking about why. So after all this presentation about why we should study IV, so let's have a look and see why Spain can be the perfect destination for Turkish students. So apart from the large empires we both have had, there are more similarities than differences between Turkish and Spanish people, and also about the climate. The weather is not very different, although it is warmer in winter here. And as for the language, you guys, you can choose to take
Yeah, sorry.
in.
Could you please share your screen, your presentation?
Okay, sure. I thought it was. Give me a second. Of course. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Just a second. Okay. Okay, so it should be okay now. Yes. Okay. So let's see. So whatever yeah, I was mentioning that as for the language, you can study IBDP in either English or in Spanish. So we offer both possibilities. Anyway, whatever you choose, you can also practice. You can learn Spanish as you will share your time with not only international students but also with the Spanish students who attend our school, both day school and boarding school. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit about our school, GSD International School Buitrago. Let me show you a little bit about it. So we will be pleased to have you with us, growing up and becoming a global students. So GSD, Creo San Diego, GSD is a workers cooperative group dedicated to education, counting with eight schools in the region of Madrid, Spain, and one in San Jose, Costa Rica, and another one in Cameroon, which belong to our social responsibility program. Our campuses they cover education from nursery and kindergarten to primary education up to secondary high school and vocational education. Altogether, GSD schools, we have an average of 1,500 students and around 1,500 people, counting faculty and non-faculty members. Our campus, GSD International School with Trago in the north of Madrid, as you can see in the slide, combines this educational experience with residential facilities and welcome groups participating in individual or groups of students to spend year programs, either through IB diploma program, English or Spanish, remember, or the national curriculum or vocational training courses. In any case, these programs can be always combined with specific courses of Spanish language and culture if necessary. Our educational project makes a point in values coming through sports, cooperative learning, methodologies, arts, music, care for the environment, and global experiences, among others. A key pillar represents fostering interaction of the center, of the entire GSD educational community with other environments, with other cultures, countries, which will prepare our students to be able to thrive in the ever-changing world in which we live. Thanks to this perspective, over the years, GSD has generated a large friendship network based on the exchange of ideas and knowledge, educational methods, and personal contact through activities shared in all our schools worldwide, which all reflect our passion for teaching and how it can change the world. Therefore, we are continually developing all kind of experiences, all kind of experiential activities with institutions in other countries. So we're connected with over 140 schools in 49 countries. So we are a group of schools which prepares global activities for our students and students coming from other countries. So we welcome you to our school, GSD International School with Trago. We're going to have a quick look at the introductory video that you can also find in our website. So let's see if it goes on. Give me a second. Well, it seems that we have some problems with the video. It doesn't matter. You can have a look at our website. You will find it there, and I will try, if it's possible, we'll try to have a look at it later. Right. So going on with this, and I'm just gonna show you a little bit about where we are and what you can see. So. Our school is located in a beautiful town of Madrid, north of Madrid, a place called Buitrago de Lozoya. That's where it takes the name from. It's named after the town. So all our schools are called GSD, which is the acronym which stands for Gredos, which is a mountain range in the center of Spain, and San Diego, which is simply the name of the street where our first school was. So as I said, our schools are called GSD plus the name of the neighborhood, town, or country they are in. So GSD International School Buitrago. As you can see, Buitrago is a small medieval town with its castle and wall and even with its own Picasso museum, surrounded by a river and the beautiful mountains of Madrid. It is far enough from Madrid, so as to have all the advantages of a small town, and also, I mean, I'm talking about nature, pace of life, safety, but it's also close enough to Madrid so as to take all the advantages that the capital of Madrid offers. It's 74 kilometers from Madrid downtown, so it's less than an hour drive. Let's have a look at the academic part. Okay. So here you can see some of our students. The graduation ceremony, students who were among the best students in the whole community of Madrid. We're talking about the university entry exams. So they are now studying at different universities. We have been awarded on many different occasions. We got the National Award of Sports by the King and Queen of Spain, and we are in the best 50 Spanish school ranking. We're a member of global organizations such as GBG, which is a Global Education Benchmark Group, network of complementary schools, or Global Connections. GSD is a day school and a boarding school, having the students coming to school every day, and students who stay with us as boarders all throughout the academic year. So these are the 4 different itineraries GSD offers. So IB Spanish Baccalaureate, the IB, the IB diploma, the Spanish Baccalaureate, the vocational training, and the foundation year program. You can find all the information in our website, gsdinternationalschool.com. So everything we offer with all the requirements needed, you will find it there. So we offer IB diploma, the IB diploma program, and we offer it in both English and in Spanish. We offer the 6 official subject groups, studies in language and literature. So we offer English A, language and literature, Spanish B in language acquisition. We offer philosophy, business in standard level or high level in individual and society. Biology in chemistry, physics in sciences, and then maths in both standard or high level in the maths. And then the visual art or drama in the arts, and all of them obviously complemented by the 3 central core, the 6 central areas of knowledge, TOK, the theory of knowledge, CAS, creativity, activity, and service, and the monographic. An important thing is that you have to take into account is that we offer ELE, Spanish as a second language, as a help to learn Spanish. We call it ELE, or to get better. So it is validated as part of the CAS, as part of the creativity, activity, and service IBDP core. So GSD, International School with Travel, offers this ELE, Spanish as a second language, in all levels, preparing our students for the official Instituto Cervantes exams, as well as those given by the international examiner, which is called CL. Right, so besides, we also have to take into account that we offer you the possibility of studying for a couple of months in a higher school in Canada. So we have a satellite program with a high school in Summerlin, in British Columbia, having the IB curriculum synchronized, so you can continue with your studies, but in Canada during this couple of months. Let's have a look at the boarding life. I'm going to show you about where you can stay there in our school. So the dorms at GSD International School with Travel are the ideal setting for all students interested in personal growth, thanks to the support from our teachers and all our staff, and the unparalleled experience of living and interacting with students from Spain and abroad. Studying and teamwork includes individuals from many different origins, so through different cultural, sports, musical, artistic, and entertaining activities, and the dorms at GSD International School with Travel are separated into different areas for girls and areas for boys with the same distribution. There are some common areas in each corridor. They have a living room and a full equipped kitchen, laundry area, and different places to study. Furniture is used to allow for privacy and independence, so that each bedroom has two private and suite bathrooms, and it's divided into 4 sections. Each features there is a bed with storage drawers underneath, a closet, large shelves, nightstand, small desk. Services provided at GSD International School with Trago include healthy diet food prepared by our chefs, on-site medical clinic, educational and personal counselors. What else? And of course, all our facilities: a library, cafeteria, different courts, racquetball, basket, football, five-a-side, table tennis, badminton, gym, soccer pitch. There is an indoor swimming pool. So great facilities, as you can see. So all of these are excellent ways for our boarding students to relax while indulging in wholesome activities. There is a full program with a wide range of activities for our boarders. After classes, there is a variety of workshops which are adapted to different interests, discover topics such as sports, karaoke, movies, together with obviously study time supervised by our house parents. At weekends and also during holidays, our students wake up obviously a little bit later, so they have creative cultural activities organized with the students' help, different options to enjoy culture, sports, and any kind of recreation, culture, entertaining, trips to Madrid and any other cities around, relax with their dorm mates, and carve out time to study. So, and talking about extracurricular activities, we'll say that one of our goals is to ensure that all our students enjoy all sorts of activities, such as physical activity, music, culture, rooted in education and values. We also share our enthusiasm about nature to improve health and foster awareness to caring for and respecting our environment. So healthy and creative leisure activities. We focus on multicultural interactions, forming our students as people and enriching their education based on their needs and preferences. We also have carefully planned and designed what we call school trips, taking into account leisure, language, and cultural aspects. So we offer our students the possibility of experiencing together with their schoolmates a wonderful time in Spanish cities or in any other neighboring countries such as England, Italy. So many different possibilities. Just to sum up, let you know that coming to GSD, you will get a wonderful experience living abroad, excellent academic performance, social and communication skills, Spanish language and culture acquisition, problem solving, and personal growth, social responsibility. And for those staying with us during the summer, we also have a wide range of activities, both in Spain or any other parts of the world. So do not hesitate to contact us with any information you require. So we will be pleased to have you here with us. So thank you very much for your time, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day. So take care and stay safe. Some of the questions that you asked about if we offer scholarships, so I will, with no hesitation at all, so I will all you recommend to contact us, and we'll deal with all these questions personally with everybody. So please, you got our stand, so come have a look, and as I said, contact us, and we will be pleased to help you in everything you need. So it will be a pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you. So I think there is no further questions.
There is no more questions, Javier.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. It's great. So I don't know if we have time to see if we can watch now the video, because we were trying to have a look at it before, but it was not possible. Let's see now. So as you can see, it's located in a beautiful environment, in a medieval town, over 35 years of experience. Okay, so that's it. So remember to those who are interested in just popping in our stand, and you will find there all the information with all the different courses, fees, etc. So please feel free and come and have a chat with us. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
IHSO.
So we have all the benefits of a large city. Facts about our country. We are a country with a population of 35 million, second largest landmass country in the world. We have 10 provinces and 3 territories. Our official languages in Canada are French and English. In Ontario, where I am, English is the primary language, and that's what all of our instruction is.
Jesse?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Could you please start again?
Sure.
You was not in broadcast.
Okay, tell me when I'm in broadcast then.
Yes, you are in broadcast now. You are in live.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Jessie May Roundtree. I'm the Executive Director of Admission and Marketing at Pickering College. We're located 45 minutes north of Toronto in Canada, and we are in a small town called Newmarket. It's my pleasure today to talk to you about studying in Canada and some of the benefits of a boarding school education. First of all, I'd like you to know that Canada is a very welcoming country. We rank 6th in the world in global peace. And our town, Newmarket, is about 86,000 people. We have all the benefits of being close to a large city, but we live in a very safe community. So some facts about our country, Canada. We have a population of 35 million. We're the second largest country in landmass in the world. We have 10 provinces and 3 territories. We have 2 official languages. In Ontario, the province that our school is in, English is the language, and that's what all of our instruction is in as well. Here's a map of our country, and you can see all the provinces. Here's on Toronto, Ontario, and we're just a little bit north of Toronto. Also in our country, 1 in 5 of our citizens are born outside of the country. So we welcome people from all over the world, and we're a very strong multicultural country as well. A little bit about education in Canada. Education is a provincial responsibility. So as I said, 10 provinces and 3 territories, and each of those provinces have their own regulations when it comes to education. But
across Canada, Canadian education is recognized internationally. The curriculum is somewhere between the US and the UK curriculum. It's a very strong curriculum. And I know our Ontario secondary school diploma is recognized at universities around the world. Canada is also well known in terms of its education and well respected. We rank #1 in the PISA, which is the Program for International Student Assessment of English-speaking nations, in math, science, and in reading. In Canada, unlike the US, the standardized test, the SAT, is not required to move from high school to post-secondary education. And in Canada, we have 3 different types of schools. We have public schools, private schools, and independent schools. Let me tell you a little bit about the difference of those. So public schools receive their funding from the government. They're governed by local school boards. And the way that they admit students is they admit all students who live within their geographic region. Public schools, while accepting international students, do not have on-campus boarding facilities. The international students who attend the public school system in Canada live in a homestay arrangement. Private schools in Canada is a legal status, and they're not part of the public school system. However, they are for-profit schools. They have varying different kinds of management structures. Some of them offer on-campus experience, and some of them offer homestay. Independent schools in Canada are not-for-profit organizations. So we're not in the business of making money. We have a charitable status, and we're overseen by elected Board of Governors. We're licensed in the province that we operate, and we must comply with provincial standards. And what that means is we go through regular inspections of our curriculum. Accreditation is very important, and independent schools in Canada are accredited by the Canadian Accredited Independent Schools, CASE. So we meet rigorous standards not only of our government inspections, but also of the CASE inspections. And this means they're looking at quality assurance for academics, but also our facilities, our health services, our extracurricular activities. They're really looking at all areas of the school. And one of the main differences from public school system with independent schools is that we get to select the students that come to our school. We retain the right to set certain criteria. So we know that students who are coming to our school are ones that are curious and interested in learning, that have strong academics. And at Pickering College, we not only look for strong academics, but we also look for well-rounded students who have interests outside the classroom. So generally, studying in Canada, students start as young as 4 years old. You must attend school in some provinces till you're 16, in other provinces till you're 18. And the school day ranges from 5.5 hours to 7 hours. Most of the time in Canada, the school day goes from Monday to Friday. Now, high school in Canada, that we call secondary school, is the final 4 years of school. And this is from grades 9 to 12. In grade 9 and 10, the students have mostly compulsory courses with some options. So at Pickering College in grade 9 and in Ontario in grade 9, you have 6 mandatory courses that you need to take: English, math, geography, science, physical education, and French. And then you have 2 choices from a number of subjects that we offer in the arts and music, that sort of thing. In grade 10, there's 5 compulsory courses: English, math, history, science, and a course we call civics and career studies. And then there's 3 elective courses to choose from. At Pickering College, one of those elective courses could be an English as a second language course that counts towards the final diploma. In grade 11 and 12, the options increase. So students can really take specialized courses to meet the entrance requirements of the university that they want to study at. And at our school, we have very strong guidance counselors who know what the requirements are for universities in Canada, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, all around the world. So in grade 11, the only two required courses are English and math. And in grade 12, the only required course is English. So the student would have the same guidance counselor all the way through their high school career. And this is the person that's going to help them with their university application as well. Many independent schools in Canada have strong relationships with universities. And we annually have universities do a fair at our school, universities in Canada, as well as universities from the United States. So students who study successfully in Canada earn a high school diploma. In Ontario, that's the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. And at our school, Pickering College, students also have the opportunity to earn the Global Leadership Diploma. Our Global Leadership program is integrated right from junior kindergarten all the way to grade 12. And that's another a very good diploma that students earn that allows them to be well prepared for university. In Canada, students have the benefit of 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall. And the school year really goes from September to June. And as I said before, school days are Monday to Friday. Okay, now let's talk about boarding and some of the advantages of why you would come to Canada and why you would want to attend a boarding school. All the pictures that you see in this presentation, of course, are from my school, Pickering College. We're very proud that 100% of our boarding school graduates go on to the university of their choice in Canada, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and around the world. And in fact, that's the case for most boarding schools in Canada. I would say anywhere between 99 or 100% of the graduating class actually go on to post-secondary study. We have a rigorous academic program with a lot of academic support. So I'll get to teacher advisor program in a minute, but our boarding students have a teacher advisor at Pickering College. It's one teacher with 9 students that they have through their high school career. And then in boarding, they also have their family head. So they really have a full circle of care and a lot of support at our school. And in most boarding schools, tutoring is available at different levels as well. There's mandatory study time in the evening. And in that mandatory study time, there's lots of different opportunities for students to get extra help. And this occurs in boarding schools across our country. At Pickering College, what we do is have different rooms. So if you need help in math, there's one location you go to. If you want help in the social sciences, there's another room, etc. Most boarding schools also have very strong co-curricular programs. At Pickering College, the final class of the day is not an academic subject. It is 4 times a year, students get to choose from a variety of activities. This could be competitive sports, it could be working on our radio station, it could be drama or music. The strong co-curricular program ensures a healthy balance between academic endeavors and endeavors in the arts or athletics. Boarding school also gives students the opportunity to develop real life skills: character development, confidence, independence, leadership. The residential experience is second to none. Most boarding schools in Canada also have a boarding curriculum where students are learning about financial management, how to do laundry, those life skills that they'll need when they go to university. As you can see, the picture of our dining hall and many dining halls at boarding schools in Canada, we proudly fly the flags of the countries that our students from. This cultural mosaic allows students to be welcomed and feel accepted into our community. The boarding school environment is very safe. It provides supervision and support for international students. At Pickering College, we pride ourselves on diversity, and those boarding students bring their experience into the classroom and into the co-curricular program. Our students who come for the day and go home are encouraged to spend time with our boarding students, and lifelong friendships are made. And at our school, we have 33 different countries represented at our school, and that's very important for our global leadership program. Here's some other boarding advantages. I talked about the advisor program. Your child will be assigned to a teacher that's going to advise and mentor them. This is someone that is with your student throughout their high school career. And then on top of the teacher advisor, they also have the guidance counselor that's helping them select courses and helping them prepare their personal profiles and their portfolios for university admission. So in boarding school, there's very supportive environment, both on the academic side, university preparation side, and life skill preparation. Boarding schools also give students many leadership opportunities. There's clubs and interest groups, and student life is very robust and active at boarding schools in Canada. So what are some of the advantages of living at school? Your meals and your housing is on campus, and it's very convenient. Meals are very good. At our school at Pickering College, I eat breakfast and lunch every day. So that's when I see our boarding students, and then dinner when I work late. Schools are very safe. There's many after-school sports and activities. Typically, there's free time in the evening before dinner. After dinner, you have your supervised study, and then again, free time until lights out. You have all access to student life, and you make those very strong relationships. When I travel and to recruit students, and I have my alumni join me, I'm often hearing about people who, you know, if I'm in Russia, the alum in Russia is talking about getting together with their friend from Mexico and Turkey and Spain and Bahamas. And so those lifelong friendships are very, very important. And of course, students have access to the teachers, not only during the academic day, but also in the evening to help them out with their studies. As I said, school is Monday to Friday, so boarding schools run a very active weekend program. There's activities on campus, and there's a number of activities throughout the school year that students can take advantage of on the weekends. Some of these are an additional cost from tuition, but they can range from sporting events, you know, in our school, for instance, going to Toronto to see a Toronto Raptors game, a Toronto Blue Jay game, cultural activities, going to the ballet, going to the museums, and then sometimes there's excursions offered that are a little bit longer in length. And so for long weekends and school breaks, we offer excursions at our school to Ottawa, which is Canada's capital. We also offer excursions that would go to Niagara Falls, perhaps down into Quebec, and these are at additional cost as well. But it really gives students the opportunity to see a little bit more of Canada and to really make those friendships again. And students stay connected with the day students as well. So there's lots of opportunity for our students who come for the day and then go home to their families to take advantage of the weekend activities. A number of schools run regular weekend activities, depending on where they're located. Pickering College, from January to March, runs weekend ski trips to the ski hills for skiing and snowboarding. Lots of opportunity to take advantage and to take advantage of the activities on campus as well, because we organize things like yoga, we have our fitness rooms, there's the gymnasiums to take advantage of, sports fields when the weather's nice on campus for activities like soccer. So there's always something to do when you're a boarding school student on the weekend. I spoke a bit earlier about the university counseling, But I can't stress this enough because this is something that really gives boarding school students an advantage. They start preparing for university as early as grade 9. They have formal meetings with university counselors, and as I said, they get visits from university representatives to the school, both from Canadian universities and from universities from the United States. Our guidance counselors not only help with university applications, but also help with financial aid or scholarship applications as well. And we know with 100% of students attending university that they're very prepared, not only academically for university, but through all the advantages of living away from home in a very safe and supportive community. The students are more prepared for university life. So what are some of those key advantages? Just to sum up, they're more independent. They have more access to teachers and coaches than in the public school system. The class size is small. In Pickering College, our average class size in the high school is 18 to 20 students. So the students are getting more individualized attention. They're also getting more leadership opportunities because not only is there student government opportunities, but there's clubs like Be Social, Be Active, Be Athletic in the boarding school community. And then in the largest school community with our day students, we have Youth Action Organization, our Green Team, the Environmental Club. All of these provide leadership for our students. They actually have more time to spend on schoolwork as well, because they do have that supervised study in the evening. We know from our surveys of students that not only are they more prepared for university, but they're actually more successful in university as well. And boarding school graduates are more likely to attend graduate school as well. They're also more likely to advance to top management by mid-career. So their level of progression in their careers is enhanced, I would say, by their boarding school education. Let me just share a few things with you in terms of our global community. These are the countries our students come from at Pickering College. We celebrate diversity, as I said, and we have a UN Day every year that our students participate in. Usually at boarding schools, most boarding schools, independent schools in Canada, the students live 2 students to a room. 10 to 12 students will make a family, and then that head of family, which is one of our associate faculty members, lives right with the students. So they get that individualized care, both during their academic day with their teacher advisor, but also with their in the non-academic time, because they live in a family and they have that family head that's there to support them. So for a parent, any questions on academic, the first point of contact would be the teacher advisor. And for anything outside of that, it would be their family head or their house director. Family and community is very important in boarding schools. You can see here the teacher on the right. The teacher advisor eats lunch with the students 3 times a week, and they sit together every day in our morning meeting. And for dinner, the students eat family-style dining again with their family head. It is a very family-based on-campus boarding program. And this is Pickering College campus. Like I said, we're located 45 minutes north of Toronto in a town called Newmarket. So this is all residential housing here, our citizens of Newmarket. This is our campus. The girls live here in Firth House. The boys live over here in Newhouse. This is our main building, Rogers House, the classrooms, our student lounge, and our dining hall. We have 2 gymnasiums. We have an ice rink for figure skating and hockey. We have a baseball diamond, 3 soccer fields. So you can see it's a very lovely campus. And that's the great thing about boarding schools in Canada. You really need to know, are you looking for a school like Pickering College, where we are a very green campus? We live in a small, a relatively small town close to a big city. We're co-educational, so our school is for boys and girls. But you need to know, I mean, are you looking for a school that's just for girls or a school that's only boys? Are you looking for a school that's right in the heart of the city? Or some schools that are even much more distant from a city than Pickering College? Are you looking for a school that's very strong on athletics? Or are you looking for a school that has a balance like ours between athletics and academics, very strong academics? Lots of things to consider when you're looking for a boarding school. I hope this has given you a little bit of an overview of education and boarding school advantages in Canada, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I understand that there's some questions about scholarships. Boarding schools in Canada do offer scholarships. At Pickering College, we are very proud to have a number of scholarships that are specifically for international students. It's just 4 additional questions that you would ask, that we would ask the student to fill out in addition to the questions that we normally ask as part of our admission process. Let me tell you a little bit about how to apply. And this is usually for most schools in Canada as well, most boarding schools. At Pickering College, we have an online application system. So you would go to our website, apply now, and you would fill out the online application form. There's 5 questions we ask the student to answer in writing. And that's a little bit to get to know them. We ask for their final report card from the previous 3 years. So if a student was applying for grade 9, I would like to see their current report card, a current report card from grade 8, and a final report card from grade 7, 6, and 5. We also ask for a teacher recommendation. We do an interview with the student. It's usually about 45 minutes in length. The only test that Pickering College asks for is an English language proficiency test if the student's first language is not English. And then, of course, all of that information, and then for the scholarship, the additional questions on the scholarship application form are what we would look at to take to our scholarship committee for a recommendation. Does anyone have any other questions you'd like to ask me? Let me see if I can share with you a video of Pickering College. I'll see if I can get that up for you. Give me 1 minute here.
Jessie, there is
Yes.
no more question.
Okay.
Presentation.
I couldn't. There are some comments in the chat that are in Turkish that I couldn't read.
Okay, I will translate you and tell you what their question.
Okay.
I will help you in your booth. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you.
Merhabalar arkadaşlar. Bugün yine çok güzel bir seminerle devam ediyoruz. Bir panelimiz olacak. Birbirinden değerli konuklarımız bizlerle olacak. Yayın İngilizce olacak çünkü konuklarımızın hepsi yurt dışından liseler. Ve bugünkü seminerimizin konusu da yurt dışında lise eğitiminin üniversite ve iş yaşamına, iş kariyerine katkıları olacak. Şimdi yavaş yavaş arkadaşlarımızı davet edebiliriz. Joanna Ziegler bizlerle Merrick Prep'ten. Gina McBean Linton bizlerle. Our Lady Good Counsel. Nadia Shupta bizlerle. Ve Stephanie bizlerle. Secret Hearts. Hello all, I hope you're doing well.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey.
It's great to see you, all of you here in our channel. So we are going live at the moment, and we will be reaching lots of students by this footage, and I think it's going to be very beneficial for educators, agents, and also the students as well, all around Turkey. So the subject is today that we prepared the benefits of international high school education to university acceptance, we can say university life, and also the job career, what it would be. And I would like to start with Joanna, if possible.
Sure.
And we can go. Yes, Joanna. What do you think the benefits of international high school education to university and job career, what it would be? Is it really necessary to take high school education abroad? You know, the kids, as we calling them kids, you know, they are younger, like under 18. Do you think, is it difficult for them, or is it really necessary? What is the benefits? What do you think?
Well, I can talk from my own experience. I did my first year abroad when I was 15, and it changed my world. So the earlier you do this, the easier it will be to do it again and again and again, which led for me to immigrate to Canada in the long run. Not to scare parents away that this might be the end goal, but it shows you the flexibility that you earn by attending international schools. You build a lifelong network around the world. You've built the foundation for your future life, and once you've done it once, you will do it again. I did it again for university. I did my master's in a different country, and I think it opens doors. And well, as I said, it gives you flexibility. You're not scared to live and work somewhere else. It gives you a foundation for language, if English is not your first language, and then all these connections. And especially in Canada, the education is marvelous. So it gives you also a wonderful foundation for education, and then for university. The doors are wide open for us here in Ontario. The high school diploma gets you into any kind of university in Canada as well as abroad. I can't speak for the other provinces, but for ours I can. We've never had any issues if someone wanted to go to Australia, US, or any other university. So I think this is a great foundation. And yes, it's hard for parents to let their kids go at an early stage, but honestly, it's an investment you will not regret. And the most important for all of us as parents is that our kids are happy, and that they're happy where they are. And that's what you do with this. You give them a chance for life that a lot of others do not have, because they can't go abroad or they don't have the financial means. So if you do have the means, make it happen for your child. Even a semester, it makes a huge difference for their life.
Exactly, I'm totally agree with you, and I like doing empathy regarding sending your kids away. Now, I am having difficulties to, even though I do this job, I send students abroad. So this is my main job, and I think it's quite a difficult decision. And what do you think, Nadia? So for you, what are the benefits of studying international high school education? And what is the benefits of this to university and job career?
Yes. So on my side, I totally agree with what Joanna said. And also, I would say that if a child, let's call them children, strives to enter like the top tier university in Canada, University of Toronto, McMaster, McGill, it might be a bit hard to do, given the fact that his English might not be good, maybe his like even the fact that they have limits, they have limitations. Only 15% of international students can study in those big universities, and the rest 85% are given to locals. So obviously if you come here just for 8 months and get the local diploma, you are already granted with this amazing opportunity of enter those high tier universities with 85% of the total flow students. So it raises your chances tremendously. And also it gives you the chance to study academically the subjects that you will be studying at university, not just academic English, but I'm talking about sciences and math and business. And you will be a much more successful student at the university, even with just those few months of high school, just the last year of high school.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Gina? What you say us about studying high school abroad, and what is the benefits of studying abroad high school to university life and the of course the job career?
So certainly what both Nadia and Johanna has said, but in addition to that, I think coming and learning abroad at the high school gives you that sense, that cross-cultural sense. It widens your worldview, and as we become more of a global society, it is going to better prepare you to continue in this global society. In addition to being, when you're in the school in a different country, yes, it's going to give you that edge up in getting into a university that you really want to be in, because these universities are going to look at having that diploma from the country already. Most of, all of the schools here are excellent schools. So, you know, going to the school, the colleges know these schools. And so when we have students apply from our school, they're already familiar with the school. They know what the student has been prepared in and how they have been prepared. And then on the other side is just the social education as well, because it's not all academic education when you go abroad. There's the social education. There is, you're learning to speak a different language. In our case, you're learning to speak English, but there's a difference between learning to speak English in a non-speaking country and learning to speak English in an English-speaking country, so that you can also learn those cultural influences and you can have a conversation with people beyond the academic conversation. So I know I'm always telling my students that even though you have friends that speak your native language, you want to make sure that you are speaking with the other students in English just for conversation, so that you know those little nuances. What do people mean by those little, what we call idioms? I often have my students ask me things when I'm saying, like, I'll tend to say, reach out to me, and they're like, what does that mean? So, and you can't pick up on those little things and as easily when you're not in the country. And then, not to mention, just you're making lifelong connections with different people from different cultures from around the world. And regardless of where you end up, whether you end up staying in the country where you've gone to high school, or you're going back home to your native country, you've got those lifelong networking opportunities, which when you're talking about a career and a job, then those employers are going to look at that and say, this person thinks outside the box. This person has probably still got connections in different countries. And closing with how I started, we are a more global society. And so when it comes to your careers, if you can have a more global reach, that is going to be something that is just, steps above in getting you to your employment.
Exactly, super. And Stephanie, of course, we are curious about what you're going to say. The same question that we have: what is the benefits of international high school education to university life and a job career for a kid, for a child?
Well, I think that everyone has touched on one, mainly the academic side, but I think Gina just hit it home, which was going to be my thing about worldwide connections. Having gone to a boarding school where 45% of the students were from an international background, I have made lifelong connections that I have used when I'm traveling for my role as well. My best friend parents were the Canadian ambassadors in Colombia. I did a recruiting trip there. I was able to reach out and get into the Canadian embassy that way through a friend that I made in the early 2000s. So it's like these lifelong connections that you can maintain. And I think that coming to boarding schools or schools in Canada, we really do try to develop the child in the classroom, but also outside the classroom. So you're getting a personal development, both academically and finding yourself and having a different access to clubs and sports and things that you might not have in your own country and things like that. And that's what Canadian universities are looking at. They're looking at leadership opportunities, the clubs, the sports, and different activities that you're participating in, not solely your academics. So I think that all of our schools, that's what we're trying to do, is develop the whole child. And I think that that's, if you're looking to go to a Canadian university or even an American or European, you have more opportunity to explore that at one location rather than paying for each individual thing outside in your community. And I think that's something that's very important to be mindful of when you're considering studying abroad.
Yeah, this is great. And we have one more guest. With your permission, I want to welcome her as well. Rachel with us. Rachel Wilms. Hello, can we see you, Rachel Wilms, please?
Hi. Sorry about the time, kind of got confused a bit.
No problem, Rachel. Everyone said something about the benefits of international high school education to university life and job career, and it was exactly your term. And welcome.
Perfect. Great. Yeah.
What would be the benefits of international high school education to university life and the job career?
Yeah. So just to give a little bit of information about which school I work for. So I work for Niagara Christian Collegiate in Fort Erie, Ontario, which is in Canada, just like many of the other schools that are here right now. Yeah, we're an international school. We're a small school, so we usually have about, on a normal year, about 270 students. So there's many different reasons why we have students coming to study abroad. And so some of those reasons are, the international study program that's offered here at NCC, and our small class sizes, which is, something that's offered at a lot of, schools that have international students. In Canada, we have very beautiful scenery, which I'm not sure if someone's mentioned already. So for us specifically, we're located on a very beautiful part of Fort Erie, which is right along the Niagara River, which I don't know if people know about Niagara, but we have, Niagara Falls, and we have a river that we're right next to. So we have a very big, beautiful university-like campus. And then we also have cultural diversity here in our community at our school. And that's another thing that is just very common in Canada in general, is there's just so many different cultures represented everywhere. And so just to speak a bit about the international study program, many schools offer excellent second language courses that will help to prepare students for university and life. Learning a second language can do wonders for your career. Here at NCC, we have an excellent international study program which helps students to gain admission to some of the best universities in the world. Students are able to learn English not only in the classroom, but always have opportunities to practice it with their friends, roommates, teachers, and others. Along with the many other schools in the area, we also have small class sizes, as I mentioned, which provides our students with individualized support, giving them more opportunities to meet with their teachers one-on-one. We have so many students that come from other countries that they come from schools that have class sizes that are, 100 kids. And so they don't really get that one-on-one, that time with their teacher one-on-one. And so we're able to offer that. And a lot of schools offer that, as far as I know, in Canada at least. We're not such large class sizes. I know for me personally, I've never been in a class bigger than maybe 20 students. So that's something that's offered not only here at NCC, but at many schools. The second reason that students have chosen to study here at NCC, studying abroad, is because of, as I mentioned, the large, spacious campus that we have. Canada is known for its scenery, and here at NCC we have an amazing campus which highlights the beautiful scenery around us. The campus is laid out similarly to a university. It has a large property, many different buildings, beautiful scenery all around, such as gardens, trees, and as I mentioned, the Niagara River running right beside our campus. Having a big campus like ours gives students the opportunity throughout the day to get outside and breathe some fresh air between classes. Our students enjoy taking trips to, Niagara Falls, which is only about 10 minutes from us. They also enjoy using the Niagara River Parkway for walking, running, biking, and other physical activities. They also like to visit Toronto on the weekend or go for hikes at the many different trails found in Southern Ontario. When choosing where to study abroad, I definitely encourage students to look at every school that they're considering, look at their location, and see what's around, because wherever you end up going, you're going to be living there for a minimum of 8 months, however long the school year is. And so you're going to become familiar with the area that you're in. You're going to want to get out and explore it. So that's definitely something I encourage students to consider is, where is the school located and what's around. My last point. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Oh.
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah, my last point is that studying abroad, specifically in Canada, but really anywhere, it gives the students the opportunity to not only learn about other cultures, but to experience them as well. So, coming to Canada, you're learning about the Canadian culture, but also you are learning about many other cultures. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have students from all around the world attending NCC, and each student leaves our campus having experienced a culture which they had no previous knowledge about. You make friends from other countries, and some of those relationships open doors down the road to visit new places and maybe even to work somewhere new. You never know. At NCC, our residential students often live in a dorm room with another student who is from another country and speaks a different language. This allows them the chance to practice English, which also expands, their worldview. Many schools have an international study program like we do. And they'll find ways to celebrate the different cultures that we have in our community, such as different international days where you learn about other cultures and enjoy a meal made by students from whichever country is being celebrated that month. We do that once a month here at NCC. We get students to get together in the kitchen and prepare a whole meal that's from their own country. And that's definitely my favorite time of each month. We like to acknowledge and celebrate other holidays like Nigerian Independence Day, Chinese New Year, and many others. We try to make sure that each student is feeling like we are acknowledging where they're from and celebrating that, and having them help us learn more about that as well. We've had so many students that come from Nigeria and Africa. We have students from China and different countries in Asia, and so there's just so much to celebrate. Which is really a lot of fun. So to wrap up, we've found that our students have chosen to study abroad specifically at NCC, but other places as well, because of, the international study program that we offer and the small class sizes that are found at many schools here in Canada. The beautiful, scenery that's, all around us here and all the space that we have. And then the cultural diversity in the community here.
Yep. Thank you very much for all this information. It's great. And I will be bringing this subject in another side, but first I want to ask you guys to trust your experience about that. I want to ask you, how do you cope with the first problems when the kids traveled to another country? They might feel homesick, they might feel the cultural shock, So what are the cases, what are the opportunities that we provide them in that cases? So can I start with Stephanie in that case?
Sorry, I'm unmuting myself. I couldn't find the button. So we invite all of our new students to arrive a couple days before school starts, and we hold 1 to 2 day orientation for all students regardless of grade level, so that they can get accustomed to the way Sacred Heart operates, the way Canada is. And so the first weekend, we are helping international students set up bank accounts, getting a city tour. We are located in downtown Montreal, so there's lots of activities for the students to see and to explore. We also pair all of our students up with Big Sister in their grade level or above, just to have somebody that they can turn to, as well as we have our student council, which we call prefects, that are available as well to do activities with the girls and to be kind of the senior representatives for the girls should they have any questions and whatnot. And we're a small school, 230 kids from grade 7 to 12, so we know everyone. So I think that we're a small community, and I think that we try to make everybody feel welcome while they're here. Of course, we have personal counselors available should a student really be feeling homesick or not sure and just being a little uneasy in the new environment and whatnot. So there's our personal counselors there, as well as our resident staff are also available, and the primary contact for the girls when they're living on campus.
Yep, exactly. Super as well. Nadia, what would you say about this first problems? How do you cope with? How do you help the students within if they feel homesick, cultural shock, and roughly from your experience, what are the percentages, like how many students get this kind of difficulties, or so if you can tell me slightly bit about it.
Yeah, so I totally agree with Stephanie, actually, that we are also a smaller school. Right now, like this year, it's about 180 students. On a regular year, it's about 250. So each one of our students has lots of support, and we know everybody in person. And we have a mental health program running at our school, which consists of special sessions to estimate them on their mental health and to help them cope with some issues. We equip our students with some instruments on what to do when they experience different issues in their, I don't know, their mood swings or depression or something. Not that it happens often, but sometimes it can be difficult for some kids who are not used to living separately from their family. So we're closely monitoring, and we're trying to create an atmosphere that's friendly and supportive and active, so that the students are busy every single moment of their lives, and so that they wouldn't really have time to be homesick that much. So I think that's the key issue. Just feel life with lots of interesting things to do, and there will be no time for the blues.
Yeah, exactly. You are making them busy, keeping them busy. Yeah.
Yep.
Super. So I want to other side. which is really important for me, because when we send students to language schools, like if they're over 18, so it's very easy for us, and we don't have to care much because they know what to do, you know. So, and they are dealing with their parents about the financial issues as well. But when the subject is high school, it's quite different. And in Turkey, so most people will be watching us from Turkey right now, and the common course, the finance, is very important. And what is your suggestion, apart from your own schools, guys? What is your suggestion, people? As you know, Turkey is kind of price-sensitive country at the moment, and high school abroad is not very cheap. And see today, we got lots of questions regarding scholarships and some financial helps, you know. And what we can do for these kind of parents, for these kind of students, and you can tell them to be encouraged, you know. So the problems, Joanna, what would you say about that?
Well, it is an investment when you send your child abroad. There's no doubt about it, and the education is not free. It's always heartbreaking when students come in the booth or parents and say, we need a full scholarship. What you have to realize, especially when you talk to private schools, is that the education level is really high. They give a lot of extra, and it has to be paid for. We got to be realistic about this. But there's always ways of doing this, and I've seen over these 20 years that I've been in this industry, amazing ways to accomplish the dreams and to go for it. One path is to talk to your family, grandparents, aunts. There's a lot of support there that will find some way to save up for this. It's a long-term investment. That's one thing. And don't start planning this today and want to go next month if you do have that financial burden on you. Plan this long ahead. We have families that come when their kids are in kindergarten to think about high school, and that's a good way because you can put money aside, and when you realize how much you spend on your child on a monthly basis, you actually see that part of the money you're going to invest into these schools you spend anyway. So if you take that money plus a little bit extra saving, suddenly you can afford it. Schools like ours do have scholarship programs. We're a small school. We only accept 80 students in total from grade 9 to 12. So our limits for scholarships are there, but we're willing to look at this, and we do it at a personal basis, case by case. We don't say no completely, but we do say we don't have a 50% scholarship, but we can look at discounts between $5,000 to $10,000. We can look at payment plans, which sometimes helps as well. And think about it that way. If you invest at an early stage for high school, you're going to get scholarship for university because you're already in the system. You have a way better way to prepare because you know the Canadian system. And we see this with our grads. The majority, I would say about 90%, get scholarships into university. So when you come directly, you don't even have access to some of these scholarships because you're an international student. When you come out of the Canadian system and apply directly, your access to scholarships is way higher. So in the long run, you're going to save. You invest first and you save in the long run. Yes. So yes, I totally understand the concerns and that people are looking for scholarships in Turkey with the exchange rate. It's very sensitive. So I would say my suggestion is talk to your people, talk to us, come and we'll find a personal way of dealing with this. This is the best way to approach it. We won't promise over the moon things, but we'll try our best to help you achieve your dreams and to come and join us on campus.
Exactly. Thank you very much. That was the exactly answer that I was expecting to hear. This is great. So we can encourage them. They can apply some scholarships. And even my friends are notifying me that we have one question, and it is the same question. Like, I want to study in US and I want to study within scholarship. How do I apply? You know, so this is very frequent question that we get in Turkey. So that's why I just wanted to ask you guys. It is great to have you here. These are all fulfilling information, and I'm sure that students who are watching this will be encouraged regarding the abroad education. It is very important. I studied in London, and I traveled first time when I was 19, and so I was having a great difficulties to get used to live in London, in UK. So even though I was 19, but everything is very quick at the moment with the technology that developed, so it's very easy, and we are just encouraging the students in trying to give them, like, there's nothing wrong, you can do it, and they are already coming us with lots of search, and they got some knowledge about it, and it is becoming easy as well. But still the parents are very concerning, because they are not very easily themselves to this technological life, so the kids are more keen and easy to do that. So it's great. It's great. I think we are coming to the end. It is almost half an hour, and we will edit this video from that part. Nobody will be now. Everybody's hearing, but we will edit, and we will be recording site on YouTube as well. And thank you very much. Do you have anything to say regarding our channel and program right now? That's the subject. And we can close. Are you all okay?
Yeah, we're. I will just add. Hello.
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear. Okay. I was just going to add as well that the orientation programs, as far as dealing with that sense of going to another country, we actually have expanded our orientation program to 2 weeks. We actually invite the parents to come for that first week when we're showing students around the area and introducing them to their buddies and getting their uniforms and setting up the bank account and all of that, so that the parents have that chance to get to know our office, because we have dedicated staff for our international students. And then we send the parents home, and we still have another week with just the students. And they're working, their buddies are showing them how to get into their technology. How do you check your grades? They're meeting their teachers ahead of time before any of the new domestic students come in. So we take those first 2 weeks very seriously, in trying to address both the parents' concern as well as the students' concern, and get them acclimated to the school at Our Lady of Good Counsel.
I think to add to this, I think one of the good choices about boarding schools, and I think we're all boarding schools in here, is.
No, I am. I'm a day school.
Day school.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
most of us are boarding schools, but for boarding schools, for I hope I speak for all 3 of you that are here as well, is that the advantage of a boarding school is that, especially when it comes to homestead, there's always someone around. There's always someone to lean on. There's staff, there's students, and the advantage is these kids are all in the same boat. They're all missing home. They're all missing their food. And the boarding schools, and from my experience, what I've seen, and I can't speak for the day school, I haven't worked at the day school, but for boarding schools, it's like we really try to also cook their meals, to make them feel home, to become part of this. So don't worry about this. All of us will go through this. No student will ever say, I've never been homesick. That's not true. I think everybody misses home, but we're equipped for this. And this is one of the reasons parents choose us, because they know there's always someone there to support and to lean on. And I hope that the ones that are listening to this right now are considering to study abroad. The earlier, the better, because you're easier adaptable when you're young, and you're going to learn so much more and quicker than us old people. So we hope that you're going to join one of our schools soon, and that this was informative for all of you. Thank you for spending the time to listen to us.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And just from the homestay part, students are living with a family that is picked out specially, so that they are having the opportunity to have kind of like a second home, and maybe an extra host brother or host sister. Maybe it's just them, but it's like having another family.
Yeah, for us here at NCC. So I'm personally an alumnus of the school, and it looks like our host just went off.
We're no longer live.
He's done. I'll just keep talking then. I know for us, so I'm an alumnus from the school, but also my family was one of the families that hosted students for the homestay program that we had going on. So maybe the last 15 years, I'd say we've often had students living with us, and it was such we don't have as many homestays now because our students end up living in our dorms, and there's not as much of a need for it. But we have had still homestays, here and there when it's needed. And it's such a good way for students to learn about Canada and to learn about, a new culture that they're not used to. And we learned so much about these different, these kids that came from different countries. It was such a good learning experience for both sides. They were able to come with us to family events, and we were able to meet their parents when they came to visit and stuff like that. And it was just such a good way to practice English. There's no better way to learn a language than to go to the country that speaks it and just throw yourself in there because you have to. It's not the same as just sitting in a class and saying, this word means this in English, and it's it's effective.
Not a
but
language program.
yeah.
Right.
And I know for myself, I took Spanish lessons. I can't speak it very well anymore, but I did take Spanish lessons here in Canada. I'd spend an hour, a week in a class. But then when I went to Mexico for 2 weeks, I learned like double the amount that I learned in my classes, just because I had to. Nobody else could speak English. So it's just, you have to, otherwise you're a little out of what's going on. But I think everybody feels, homesick when they travel. Even, when I travel now and I go somewhere for more than a week, I'm like, okay, I'm missing home a little bit. But the best thing you can do is to put yourself out there and just get involved.
Right.
One of our alumni was interviewed recently, and he's from Mexico, and he was talking about, it's tempting to just welcome back.
I got a live broadcast accident, so it happens in professional lives as well. So I'm not that professional, but I know how to handle it. So no worries, I'm okay.
We kept going for you.
Yeah, just kept going.
But I think you don't need me. You did great. So why you making me talk? So you can talk between you. Don't worry.
Just to finish what I was saying, one of our alumni was interviewed recently. He was from Mexico and he graduated, and he was one of the top graduating students in 2019, I believe. And he was saying in his interview, it's very tempting at times to lock yourself in your dorm room, not really do anything. If you're missing home, you don't really want to go out and do anything. He said, but the best thing you can do is just get involved with every activities going on, because you're not only gonna get over being homesick, but you're also going to, again, practice English, and you're going to make friends and relationships with people that could end up lasting a whole lifetime and could actually have a huge impact on you. There's no better way to practice a language and to get over homesickness than to get involved.
Right.
So
I know we had some of our students that have graduated, and then the fact that they had made these relationships with their host families when the pandemic hit. They had graduated, they'd gone to college, and then suddenly they didn't have anywhere to stay, and several of them came back to Maryland to stay with their old host families, because they had become like their second families. And that it's lifelong relationships that they have made and built. And I was just talking to one of our alums that's now at NYU, New York University, and he talks about his years being at school, and actually he's one of those students that got involved in everything. You saw Frank everywhere, and it has really paid off because he got such an education, not just academically, but socially, and how to interact with many different people. And he's still, my go-to when someone says they want to talk to somebody that went to the school, call Frank.
Yeah. So for me to recover, as far as I got from these conversations, that we can improve our self-confidence, and we can improve our cultural network, cultural improvements, lifelong relationships, that we use that word quite often, network, responsibilities, so you're going when you are 15 years old to another country without your mom and dad, and you are being decision maker. I think this is one of the most important thing, to step up to be a grown person. So it's very effective, I think. And apart from all this, at the end of everything, bad or good, expensive or cheap, experience that you get from there, it's very important as well. So as far as I see from my students that I sent abroad, I see great improvements in their lifestyle. Exactly whatever you said here, like lifelong relationships. So they're calling me, so that they are my connections at the moment, and they're abroad, so they're helping me even with my business as well. So if I get any difficulties, I just introduce one to another one, so they solve their problem, they help each other. So it's great stuff that they are gaining from that age. And of course it will be very important to when we compare to their university life, it's gonna give them great experience, and so they will be already experiencing all the problems that they will have in the universities before, if they study high school abroad, like 1 year, 2 year, it doesn't matter, but it's still better than nothing, we call it. I think it's all about experience and getting a great knowledge. I'm 100% sure all the schools are providing great quality education to the students. But apart from that side, we need to consider about all these materials that we are counting here: confidence, cultural improvement, lifelong connections, and responsibilities, experience. They're like priceless, so we have to be ready all the problems that we are going to see, and we have to be brave, and we have to just decide and travel. That's it. For me, it's like that now,
Yes.
So I will be applying for my son as well, the same strategy. Don't worry, guys.
We'll be there for you when you cry, no problem.
Yeah, with private schools, like we were talking about earlier, with the scholarships and all that stuff, that's usually the first question that I'm asked when I'm at a fair is, can I have a scholarship? And then it's like, well, I need to know some things about you. But also I personally can't give that. What I can give, at these fairs is I can tell you all about the school and about the school life. I can tell you what we do, the area that we are in, stuff like that. And that's like the first thing you should look at is, which school is the best fit for you in what you're looking for. Don't think about the finances so much. Just think about, where the school is, what they offer. Learn more about the school first, because in that case, you don't want to write a school off just because of, their costs. You want to see what they're actually about. And if it feels like it's a school that's actually a really good fit for you, there's always a way to make it work, and that's something that comes later. For us here at NCC, we always tell students, for our school specifically, it's free to apply. It doesn't cost anything to apply. And a lot of other schools offer the same thing. So why not just apply and see if you can get in, and then go from there? See if there could be discounts available or scholarships available that you didn't know about that actually come up after you apply. If you're a student that's a top student, schools want that. Schools want students who are doing well. And so the best thing you can do is work at that, work at being a top student. What ways can you get involved in the school that you're in now? What extracurricular activities can you get involved in? What can you improve in? And so that's something you can do now. But yeah, going to a good school that has good results is such a good investment. And especially if you're wanting to study, you know, in Canada or in the US, going to a school that's in Canada or the US, it's like pushing you forward before you even get to university. You know, you're taking a few steps ahead. You're ahead of other students who haven't done that. So yeah, when talking to schools at this fair and other fairs, always learn more about the school before you think about the cost. That's my suggestion. Because we want to talk about our school. You know, we want to tell them all about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We will take care of this suggestions and definitely consider. Okay, thank you very much for your time. It's great information, fulfilling information for our students. And as I said before, for educators, for agents, and for the students as well. And thank you for your time. See you again next time. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.